Yes, I'm doing a shameless plug.
Hey everyone,
Good
welcome to
evening.
our New York Comic Con Day 2 recap with myself and Jeremiah's shirt.
Yes. Roosevelt's beautiful shirt, very fitting for New York. It is Spider-Man concept. Well, not concept art, but just pencil art. I will say that many people, I don't know what that was. That one wasn't me this time. Am I staticky? Do we sound
Nope,
okay?
you're all good. You are good
Good.
tonight.
I had the chance to interact with a few different Marvel folk, and they all like this shirt. So if you want to be cool like me, Roosevelt's, go buy a shirt. I don't believe this one is for sale anymore. So good luck.
Yeah, I missed my window on that Spider-Man shirt. That is a really cool one.
They, again, this isn't a topic, but yesterday we talked about me seeing 6. They dropped a couple of Nicktoons shirts today, including a Halloween one. And they had a polo that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think tomorrow is a Street Fighter versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle button up.
Okay.
Yeah, and this isn't just a shameless plug. I love these shirts. These shirts are the nicest thing, and I can honestly say that the people in the booth.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on there.
I have nothing on. They saved my life yesterday because I brought the wrong cable for charging, and they were nice enough to let me charge in their booth yesterday. So thank you to Roosevelt's. Now on to the show.
All right, yeah. So we're going to talk about Jeremiah's Day at New York Comic Con for Day 2 today. Were you busy? You tired now, or?
So you've got the chance to experience D23. You haven't done San Diego Comic-Con yet, have you?
I've not done San Diego. I have been to New York Comic-Con before, though.
Mm-hmm. Have you been here since they expanded the Javits Center?
Oh boy, when was that?
It's sometime in the past 3 years because I got lost yesterday trying to get to one spot. And, what used to be a major floor, they added on a whole wing to add more, not showrooms, but more panel rooms that is level 4, but you ride an elevator or an escalator that's like you're riding to heaven. It is not one floor, it's probably 3 floors. And I don't know what my mileage today was, but that'll be something tomorrow I'll try to keep track of, because tomorrow's a low day, so I'll walk the floors more. But we got there just before opening, had the chance to go in. Something that we talked about yesterday and I got to see in person today was the Rock Love merchandise.
Right. Okay.
It is very amazing. It's something tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to stop by their booth and get some live pictures. But they have a Loki alligator variant necklace that's
I have seen that.
Yeah, it's him hanging on the chain with the horns. And like they couldn't show us up close, but looking at it, it's like, that's really cool. And one of the other things that Benji showed the art for yesterday was the Padme in the summer house necklace and earrings, and just the colors. Like, as any Star Wars fan should, you can identify right away what it was. But yes, it was a busy day, considering I had my first panel at 10:45 today. Was that? I think it was 10:45.
Yeah. Well, let's bring that up and talk about that panel here. This was the Suiting Up with Superheroes at Disney Parks and Experiences panel?
Yes, which, by their own admission, this was the first time that Disney Parks has gone into the New York Comic Con. Even the San Diego Comic Con, they've done stuff, but not to this extent. When I saw Suiting Up with Superheroes at Disney Parks and Experiences and all the costumes, my first thought was it was going to be about costuming. What it actually was a look at the Marvel experiences. Anaheim, I almost said here. Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, Hong Kong Disneyland, and the Disney Cruise Line. And They went, with the exception of the Hong Kong Disneyland, because they didn't have a representative, they covered both Avengers Campus, Cosmic Rewind, and Marvel Day at Sea on the Disney Dream next year, and of course the Worlds of Marvel on the Wish. So that panel was pretty amazing. And as a plug to Laughing Places YouTube, hopefully that video will be up sometime in the next before 6 hours. But yeah, it was led by Scott Derrick, who is the profile manager for the Marvel experiences at the Disney parks and resorts. And they, just like I said, they went through Avengers Campus at Disneyland, Avengers Campus at Disneyland Paris, and the stuff on the cruise line. And they even talked about the entertainment aspect of Disneyland or DCA in Disneyland Paris, or Walt Disney Studios Paris. Sorry, I have to get the right names in case somebody has no clue what we're talking about. If you have no clue what we're talking about, you need to subscribe, like, and ring the bell for our videos, because we talk about this a lot.
Yeah, especially Parks Talk every Monday. Do I have our
yes, every Monday we touch upon the latest. There wasn't anything groundbreaking. There were a couple of small announcements. The first one was, there we go. Didn't know which slide was first. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind Halloween Remix.
Holiday remix.
Holiday. Oh, sorry. Halloween remix.
You got Halloween on the brain still. I get it. It's fine.
Yes. It is only the 6th of October, 7th of October. We're still. They talked about this and how much fun it's going to be. They did talk about it just being one song, kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
I wanted
to
get your insight on this, having been in the room, because the tweet that went out about this said, what we heard about this a while back, and we're told it was going to be a mashup of holiday music, and now they said a new song. So I was very confused as to what the music is actually going to be.
So the way they made it sound, yes. Sorry, I'm trying to think in my head if I'm saying something that I shouldn't be saying, but I believe it was in that panel. They're taking different Christmas songs and mashing it up and putting it on one song. So it will be an all new song, but it will be a mix of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
This is just your favorite Christmas songs, right?
It is. Like, literally, don't quote me on any of this. I don't know. If Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is in there, I will be at that park every day from the time it opens to the time it closes, right in that as much as I can.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. So yeah, I guess so. It's just one. So you don't have that randomized feature that you currently have, or you have a choice of, well, not a choice, but one of 6 songs potentially playing. It's just going to be the one.
Yeah, that is again the way they made it sound until everything is fully announced and we actually go on it. We can't guarantee one answer or another, but it was very much hinted that it is one song with Christmas songs mixed in. And if I could pull the part from my video, I would tweet that out. So I may try to do that later on, just so we can have a better answer. But this artwork was debuted. The fun thing was, since they were talking about all the different attractions, they kind of hinted like, okay, so talking about the holiday or the Halloween version of Mission Breakout, and they went into the holiday version for Cosmic Rewind. And this ride is fun no matter what. So I'm guessing, and also since it's a holiday remix, I think we may, maybe we'll have the Hanukkah song on there. That would also, if I could get Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer and the Hanukkah song, that would be complete my holiday experience.
One of my favorite recent holiday songs is Puppy for Hanukkah by Daveed Diggs. So let's get that one thrown in there.
I'll have to go and listen to that because I know that I heard it, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, you'll remember it. There was a music video and everything. But they did not give us a date for the start of this, correct?
Correct. I'm guessing. I mean, we do have a start date for the holidays at
Yeah.
Epcot. So
November 25th is the start of the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays.
I'm guessing that. I'm not saying that it's going to start on that day because knowing them, they'll probably start a little bit earlier. Maybe November 1st. Who knows? But it will definitely be going by the time the holidays at Epcot kick in.
Now, we haven't talked about Cosmic Rewind between the two of us a lot since, we wrote it you wrote it like 10 times on the media day, something like that. 12, I think it was. Have you gotten every song yet?
I am still missing Iran. I want to say that I'm at 15 times total right now.
Okay. I think I'm right behind you then. I am at, I think, 14. So
yeah, so pulling back the curtain, we had a great media event, and then some people at that media event contracted COVID right afterwards. So it's one of those like experiences where you eat something and then you get sick after, and you just don't want to eat it right away because you're never sure. Not that this ride has made me sick at all, but it is one of those ones that every time I go into the park, I think about it.
Yeah.
And then I pause. But yes, I've done it 15 times and I'm still missing Iran. And that was one of the jokes when the panel was talking. They're like, so what's the tip to get September? Because that was somebody hadn't gotten that one. And everybody was like, oh, what about this one? And Matthew, the head of the Epcot renovation and everything, he said, it's not random, but each vehicle has it. And something that I've learned in my time is each vehicle starts with track 1 when they pull into the station, and then track 2, track 3, track 4.
All right.
So you'll never get the same track back to back, but if you have, as you and I did on the media day, we got not Disco Inferno, Conga, yes. Conga, what, 5 of the 7 times or 5 of the 6 times you rode?
Yeah, I think it was 4 of the 6 or something like that. It was a lot.
Yeah, but it's not random. It is set in a pattern, but there is no way to guarantee what you're going to get. And again, I still want Iran. Have you gotten all the tracks?
I have not. I'm still missing Iran and September. So
September seems to be the number one, what people want. And it is definitely high energy. So it's something I think I've only gotten twice out of my multiple times.
You know what? As I say that too, I'm also missing Hit Me With Your Best Shot. So I've only gotten half of the 6 songs, despite having been on this attraction 14 times. So
and by the way, if you guys want to join in this conversation, please add in some comments. I know that this kind of jumped on us. If you have any questions about New York Comic Con or us, talking about Cosmic Rewind to just pass the time because we haven't talked that much recently.
Any of the tangents we go off on during this show here, feel free.
This really is, New York Comic Con is Marvel heavy. So
yeah, it definitely seems that way. And speaking of, let's continue with the other announcement we got, sort of from this panel, sort of before the panel and then during, I guess, as well. But we'll go West Coast, and we got a new character coming to Avengers Campus.
M'Baku. I'm not going to do any of the chants or anything. Yes, and this was, again, one of those, in classic Disney fashion, just seconds before the mouth was open to say these words, it was tweeted. The Parks blog put something up. I heard about it as I was walking in from somebody going, what? He's in the park? What's going on? And of course, he isn't coming out until Black Panther 2, which was referenced. Somehow I'm guessing that's not going to be the only character that we'll be seeing from Black Panther 2 in the parks, but he was announced.
Okay. We didn't get a date for him. It just said coming soon to Avengers Campus. But yeah, like you said, I would think right around when when Black Panther: Wakanda Forever hits theaters, which is November 11th.
Thank you. I keep saying Black Panther 2, and that is not the name. Yeah, and that was the person who handles live entertainment said there is a movie coming out with a character, and then he talked about M'Baku. So I'm guessing that will be on or about, and that was another thing they talked about, is the fluidity that they have and the ability. They made a joke that there's been 20 new characters since Avengers Campus opened, but half of those were Loki variants. It's not true. There weren't that many variants, but it was kind of funny that they called that out, and they said how amazing it is, and they made a point of saying how, one, they never thought they would see Moon Knight in person, much less Mr. Knight in person, and that was, I will say, if Daredevil did show up in the parks today, spoilers, not spoiler, I would be rearranging my flight to get out to California from New York.
Oh, in the red and yellow costume too? Oh.
Yeah. It's because I did get a chance to see him at Universal in California many, many moons ago in the red costume. But no, it was the yellow and black costume, like the more, it almost looked more like catcher's pads on his chest.
Okay.
But, to see him walking around, that, for some reason, Daredevil is one of those characters that I think would just be the coolest in person.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's such an awesome costume. And the Avengers Campus costumes look like they're taken right out of the movie or the show. So, they do an amazing job. And the costume on M'Baku that in this video that they released is incredible. So I really want to see him.
There's a video. We got a still photo, not even this one. We got more of a wide body shot, which looked amazing. I mean, this person is definitely cast perfectly.
Yes, absolutely.
The fact that he is already cast and set means that
I shouldn't be that far off.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see maybe him come out with the Dora Milaje, something a little bit more than just him walking around.
If they're going to do that, I need him to do the whole chant as he's
absolutely.
Out. Throw some Jabari in there too. That would be so cool.
Could you imagine the chant? Like, he just comes out and the entire Avengers campus would do it. Like, we did it at D23, some random panel. So yeah, I'm excited for this. And again, one of those, like, how quickly can I get to California around Black Panther, Wakanda Forever?
All right. Well, before I make a joke that spoils something in She-Hulk for you, I'm going to move on. You had some other. It wasn't all Marvel today.
No, it was definitely the Disney. It was the laughing place day. We had a little bit of Marvel. We had a little bit of Parks. We had this was American Born Chinese, a new series coming to Disney Plus next year. We don't have the set date for this one. One of them we did, and one of them we didn't. And I apologize. It's been a very long day. This was some of the cast. We got to see some footage. This show looks like it's going to be lots of fun. It's based off the mythology of the Monkey King, which is an ancient Chinese, well, I shouldn't say ancient. They said that the first references to the Monkey King were 500 years ago. So you think about how old China is, that's not really ancient. That's kind of a drop in the bucket. So they talked about they talked about the show. It is based off a graphic novel. So it had the perfect tie for Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. We got a chance to see some of the stuff, which looks very interesting. I don't want to spoil much because I'm sure either they just put out a video or the video we put up later will have them talking about it. But no video, please, no video in these panels, no video, which would be things I would have liked to have heard before they came running at me with the flashlight going, no video. Again, my own fault.
Terry Crews in there to make sure that there's no video recording.
Exactly. And that was, they also referenced Terry Crews when they were talking about Cosmic Rewind and how big the building was. And they said, And talking about bigger than life, Terry Crews, and they were saying that he was schooling the Imagineers on Shanghai Disneyland Pirates because he's been on it so many times. But back to American Born Chinese, this show, I think, will be one of those shows where we go, oh, yeah, we could watch that in between Star Wars and Marvel shows. And I think it's going to come across as a sleeper hit. I hope that a lot of people will give this a chance.
Cool. I like to hear that. There's always those breaks between shows, and it's nice to have something to fill those gaps. And you were right, by the way. We don't have a date for American Born Chinese just yet. Just 2023.
Yes.
Right now.
Which was very interesting because they definitely showed us a good amount of the first episode, which, again, I'm not going to spoil it, and I'm not going to ruin anything because I would probably give wrong details at this point. Long day. But yes, I will call it now. This will be one of those shows that everybody will want to watch and everybody will talk about.
Interesting. All right. I'm looking forward to it.
And speaking of every shows that everybody should watch and everybody should talk about, The Mysterious Benedict Society Season 2. Again, don't remember dates. I don't think they actually set a date. I know that there is a date set for this one, but I don't remember if they actually said that there was. They said it in the panel. They had the cast and the creators. This, of course, is the cast. Mr. Benedict, number 2, and the kids. Which, if you've not watched season 1 of this, it is on Disney Plus. I know you have a lot to catch up on.
I definitely do. Yeah.
It's based off a more of a teen novel, the tween novel, but it is so weird, and they play into the weird. Go back, watch this, because season 2, when it comes out, I think again will be people start to talk about it, and since it is. This will be definitely in between Andor and Ahsoka. Is there a date on there?
For Mysterious Benedict Society? Yes. October 26th is, this is right around the corner.
Yeah, so we have She-Hulk ending and Andor ending, so it'll be a good time to catch up on the first season and watch the second season. Tony Hale plays the lead character, or plays the title character, Mr. Benedict. The kids are the lead characters. And you know those times where you look back, as you and I do often, as we write for a website that is really cool. These kids are actors that should have win awards, and they're less than half our age. I don't remember how old the youngest is, but her character she plays everything matter-of-factly, and every line that comes out of her mouth is so funny. And then hearing her speak normal, she is just the cutest kid. Like, everything she said, it was very much like when you watch her in the show, she is an adult. She talks like an adult. She does everything. And when she was asked a question, she's like, I love filming in Los Angeles because my friends are there. And that's one of her answers. Is like, oh, you forget how much of, I would guess that she may be 11 at the most, and just very cute, very fun. The entire cast, lots of fun. Again, we will have this video, the Parks panel, American Born Chinese. I can't guarantee that they will be up anytime in a timely manner because, as some of you may notice, due to lag at times, the Wi-Fi in my hotel is not the best.
Even with good Wi-Fi, it can take quite a while to upload a video sometimes. So, and these are, lengthy panels, so it might take a little bit, but those videos will be up there.
Yes, and please go watch those. Especially the American Born Chinese and the Mysterious Benedict Society, they will get you pumped for these shows. And again, Disney Plus is not only Star Wars and Marvel and, a few Disney cartoons. There are some great live action stuff like these shows that, you're paying for it. Watch them.
Well, speaking of Disney cartoons, though, what can you tell me about Kif?
now I'm trying to remember if I actually included that. So I saw the preview, which was clips of this yesterday before the Big City Greens panel. And I'm trying to remember if I kept it in either one of those. Please hold as I try to ruin my Wi-Fi even more by looking at it.
Well, I will tell you, a teaser for this has been released, and I watched it earlier, and it was one of those where I was watching the teaser, and I'm like, oh, did I misread something? Is this like a Hulu animated series or something? And sure enough, no, Disney Channel. And I'm like, this looks hilarious. It also feels much more, not like your typical Disney Channel cartoon. It feels like a lot more of a, I don't want to say adult, but an older audience.
Yes. So I did not include the teasers on either one of the videos. So definitely go watch it. I know that we have an article up on Laughing Place. If not, Tony, you're behind the 8 ball right now. No, I felt the same way. Just watch. I thought possibly Disney Plus. Excuse me. But to me, and this is showing my age, it kind of came across as a Ren and Stimpy type show.
Yeah,
where
it does.
There's one part where they zoom in on one of the characters, and you just see the wrinkles and and I was like, that's Ren and Stimpy. But
right. Well, the new Mickey shorts kind of have that same style too, and this mirrors that a lot. So if you like those, this seems like it'll be right up your alley. And I love those Mickey shorts, so I might be checking out Kif when this comes out.
Yeah, even though we know nothing about it other than that teaser, and I think there may be a release of some media because this comes out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it was a fun little thing, and I saw it twice, so both times I just kind of watched and went, Disney Channel? Okay, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Steven. We're gonna Jeremiah, there's a question here for you. We're gonna step outside of the Disney realm very briefly here. I don't know what, and I do know you're a big fan of the Distinguished Competition. So have you seen Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons? Is this something happening at
It is a new animated show or animated film, and I want to say it debuted like right now. I have not seen it. I did not get a chance to see that. Sadly, if you had two exact opposites, Mac is the Marvel, I am the DC. Thankfully, I can translate DC and Marvel where he is only single comical. I'm bi-comical. I don't know.
That just means you're funny in two different languages, right?
I know that's exactly where I was thought at that. As I said that, getting tired. No, DC's presence here at New York Comic Con is very limited. They were showing that they have. I think there are a couple of smaller booths, but nothing that is DC Comics, which is kind of telling because Warner Brothers was just bought by Discovery, so they're kind of trying to figure out where they're going with. We could talk about the Batgirl movie and everything as a complete different tangent, but I didn't get a chance to see that. So hopefully it's something good. I don't know when it's going to debut on HBO Max, as now I'm just promoting DC to the other end. I could go put on my Batman Roosevelt shirt, but so no, I did not get to see it. Yeah. No, I didn't get to see it. It is something I'm looking forward to seeing, and that is something that's unique to DC. They do a lot of their comic translations into animated movies, where Marvel does, hey, we're just going to make the biggest budget movies ever made, and we're going to have the most money of any movie ever done. Well, is it still? I know Avatar is out there right now. And
after the re-release, that might have changed again. I'm not sure. Well, Luis says he's going to buy the movie, and it comes out October 18th. So thanks for that, Luis.
Thank you, Luis.
Little bit more on New York Comic Con before we wrap things up here, and no more panels that we have to talk about, but just sort of your experience from the day here. Tell me about this photo because I have questions.
So this is part of the Marvel booth. and it is literally just go in and take a picture. I looked
Okay.
at this when I was walking by, but it wasn't until after I left that I actually noticed Namor and Ironheart
Ironheart, yeah, and Shuri.
and Shuri. Yeah, um, I mean, I want to say that's the most of Ironheart that we've seen,
Yeah, yeah. As
other
far
than
as
the
still
quick.
images, like she was
Yeah,
featured in the most recent trailer, but very quickly and very blurry. So
yeah. I again didn't even notice this until I'm walking by a little bit later, and it was just a Target booth. Um, Here, I'll show some of the. If you've never been to a con, the key is the swag. And
yes, that's definitely true.
yeah, this is what they gave me.
Here, hang on. Let me think that'll. No, it's not going to work.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Yeah, it's a Target Bullseye New
Very
York
cool.
Comic Con 2022, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And then on the back, and I don't want to show this, but I will anyway, because this QR code could cause people's computers to go into convulsions.
Don't scan the QR code.
Experience Wakanda inspired technology, explore now. I have not scanned it, so you may want to pull out your phone really quick, Mac, and see if you have to write an article about this.
I don't. You just told me it's going to make my laptop explode. I don't know if I want to do that.
No, it's one of those like I put it on my camera and I don't know how it's going to react.
Right,
Um, yeah, and this was just a photo op, and I'm like, wait, I have the coolest shirt ever from Roosevelt. Okay, that's the last time. So I jumped in, and there was no line. The Marvel booth is really the centerpiece of the floor. They have giveaways, they have artists teaching, they have costume contests. Today they had Thor and Mighty Thor and Mjolnir and Stormbreaker all out.
Yeah. So I noticed
Yesterday,
they're changing out these costumes on a daily basis because yesterday they had Miss Marvel and Moon Knight, correct?
yes.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, and they do the same at San Diego Comic Con. At D23 Expo, they had them all on display because they
Yes.
had a bigger space, but they'll
Right.
change them out. As you can tell, I got this picture as they were still working on it because there is a nice tool chest down by the Mighty Thor's foot,
Nice.
but it is the actual costume. So it's something you can't get that close to it as far as to touch it, but to see it up close is amazing.
Now, did you check to see if you were worthy or?
Unfortunately, I could not, and I'm pretty sure if I would have crossed that line, Benji would have been bailing me out of New York Comic Con jail.
Who are you kidding? Benji would have been leaving you in New York Comic Con
Yep,
jail.
yep. So wait, if I got it and put it in my back, and never mind, we're not going down that. But yes, no, it was. Seeing the costumes is always a highlight,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing. I'm trying to think of different costumes they've had. I, I mean, I'm hoping that tomorrow, since tomorrow's usually the busiest day, maybe we'll see some Black Panther Wakanda Forever costumes. Because
Very possible. They were also on display at D23 Expo, so
yeah, maybe a nice Ironheart.
that would
Now
be
that
really cool.
a Namor with just the bathing suit and the feet.
Yeah, just some sandals and a bathing suit. That would
Yeah.
a speedo. That would be fantastic. One more thing we want to talk about. You got to run into a good friend of Laughing Place here, Ryan Penagos.
Yes.
Agent M himself.
So this was actually a panel at the end of the day. It was the Marvel Books of Future Past, which was just the coolest title.
Yeah.
Overall, the panel was more about the different publishing companies that publish things like Penguin and those that we're talking about the publications they're putting out. And Ryan was the MC of it. And I ran up to him because in all my years going to San Diego and New York and D23, because he is a fan of everything. Plus, he is good friends of Laughing Place. I'd never gotten a chance to meet him. And to me, it is one of those Charlie and the Chocolate Factory moments where I'm just lucky to be there when I say, "Hi, I'm Jeremiah from Life." I say, "Oh, Jeremiah!" I'm like, "Hi." So yeah.
Very cool. Yeah,
And then the random guy in the background.
Just wanted to get into the photo.
Yeah.
So, successful day of New York Comic Con.
Yeah. Let me see what tomorrow holds, so I can do if you want to put up the day 3 preview.
Hang on. Let me let me create a new banner for us real quick. There we go.
So tomorrow, day 3 preview. First thing in the morning, I think you were actually covering this also, but I'm still going to try to make it into it. The Marvel's Voices, The World Outside Your Window. Are you covering that one via live stream?
I'm not even sure what's being live streamed anymore, but yeah, I'm covering just anything I can.
Yeah, and this is voices of the characters that do the voices for the cartoons, the animated series. Sorry, they're not cartoons, animated series. And this one seems very interesting, so I'm looking forward to that. That's at 11:15, and there's this random thing that happens tomorrow for me. I don't have anything between 12:15 and 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Which I'm pretty sure this one is being live streamed, and it's the Marvel Comics next big thing, and that is they're talking about it. CB, Cebulski, and a bunch of them just talking about the comics that are coming.
Yeah.
This panel usually is more of just splash screen, piece of art, talk about it. And I did this the first 2 times I came where I'd be tweeting, and I was literally tweeting the screen and then tweeting the next shot. So I think this one, since we've gotten to the age of technology where they're like, look, here's everything we talked about in this panel. We'll probably be covering that in a big one. And it's going to be what lies in store for everyone's favorite mutants and mutates as dusk falls across the world in the Spider-Man X-Men crossover dark web.
Oh, okay, getting into some dark web stuff now. Very
cool.
They
on the back of the Marvel pavilion or booth, they have a massive mural, which I hadn't seen until almost the end of the day as we're walking around and just going, oh, that looks cool. So that one is a big one. Really, my biggest thing tomorrow, and this is something, again, we're talking about it, but it's not until February when this comes out, Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which you saw the first episode, right? Was that what they showed? And they'll be talking about that. I'm sure that we're going to see that in the panel. They're going to have the voices of everybody there. It's funny because I did this panel at San Diego Comic-Con. You did this panel at D23 Expo. I'm doing this panel at New York Comic-Con. So by the time this show starts, we will know the voices so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is the stuff I've seen. I don't know how much you can talk about it. You can freely talk about it because it wasn't embargoed for that. Not
right.
embargo.
Right.
Embargo.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say that I was blown away by this first episode. I tend to not, Disney Channel animated series, like they're not something I pay a lot of attention to because I have so much else. There's a Marvel movie every other month at this point, and a show to fill the gaps in between. So much else for me to focus on. This show blew me away, and I'm definitely going to be watching, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. So hopefully you do get to see the first episode tomorrow. It's so good.
Yeah, I cannot confirm or deny that I have the first episode available for me to watch. But no, I'm getting a chance to talk to the voices and the creators in a press room. So you'll be hearing that at some point. And by you, I mean you, Mac, not you as.
Right.
But the stuff that they showed at San Diego Comic-Con, they showed a few minutes of it. And it's just hilarious. Like, it's one of those cartoons where you watch it and, like, they're having crossovers into the MCU. They're pulling some characters that we've never seen. I know that they talked about certain characters that haven't appeared that they kind of had the free reign to pull in, because when you think about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, most people don't. I mean, unless you're a comic fan, you've never heard of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Right.
And Moon Girl is one of the smartest people. We've had this argument many times in the Marvel universe, and then she has a pet dinosaur.
Yeah, and I'll just say this: people are going to fall in love with Devil Dinosaur so quickly.
Oh yeah.
So
Fred, the voice of Devil Dinosaur, he is hilarious.
Yeah.
And as I found out at San Diego Comic-Con, he is also the voice of Darth Vader when you because Darth Vader can't always be there to meet. Never mind, it's 8:42 at night. So he voices the Darth Vader meet and greet. So when you walk in, they're like, "Join me."
Cool.
That's his voice.
He is a prolific voice actor. He has been in everything. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Very cool. Yeah, so lots going on tomorrow, although you have a nice gap there to hopefully go see some really cool cosplay, because I'm sure there's some good ones out there.
Tomorrow, I believe at 6:00, and again, something I need to look at the schedule. In the Marvel panel, they're having their cosplay on display, where everybody's invited to come and take the stage, and that's something that, New York Comic-Con, we are still wearing masks, so it's kind of affecting the cosplay. A lot of people are kind of off and on, but one of the ones that I saw today, I saw a Darkman from the movie from the 90s, full on bandage, everything. And he just looked amazing. There have been far too many people with wings. And when I say wings, I mean 5-foot wingspans, where I've gotten almost decapitated by wings over the past 2 days. So they go all out here. I mean, New York and San Diego are where you go to see how amazing fans can go into this deep dive of comic fandom. D23 Expo is where you go to see the amazing Disney and some Marvel. Right. But out here, you can't turn a corner without running into some very cool cosplay. I will say that I've probably seen about 7 Chuckies. I don't understand why. I know the show's on USA.
The new show just had its season premiere this week. So
yeah, and some of them have been really amazing. I saw one Bride of Chucky that I looked at, and her face was done, like the makeup and everything looked exactly like the doll Bride of Chucky. Wow. And I just had to do a second take. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow. Go ahead.
There's always some incredibly impressive cosplay. I'm always so impressed by the people that can pull that stuff off. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow you can check some of that out, because it always makes for a good time at any Comic-Con, but New York Comic-Con especially.
Yeah, New York Comic-Con is the home of Marvel. Spider-Man could be swinging anywhere. It's funny. I took a picture outside my window the first night I was here, and I have windows with the stairs, so it looks like the Only Murders in the Building almost, because they're different colors in the windows. Cool. And I was like, oh great. And then yesterday I opened it when the sun was kind of setting, and there's a water tower, there's construction, there's a sky, and you just wait to see Spider-Man swinging through the air. So New York, I sadly had never been here prior to about 8 years ago, but I definitely love it. And New York Comic-Con is very different than San Diego and D23 Expo. You should do all 3 if you ever get a chance.
I'm working through them. One more to check off my list.
Trust me, next July, I'm going to need some help out there.
All right. Well, Jeremiah, thank you. Get some rest, because you're right back into it tomorrow. And we'll be back tomorrow. Well, Jeremiah will be back tomorrow to recap his whole day. I'm not sure if it'll be me or somebody else talking with, but we'll find out. But yeah, so
I think tomorrow's. No, I don't remember what time tomorrow. Today was supposed to be 10:00, so it could be at any time. Again, how do you know?
Comic-Con schedule there is no schedule, so that's how it goes. But yeah, Jeremiah will be back at some point tomorrow to recap more from New York Comic-Con, so be sure to join us again tomorrow. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. And yeah, anything else, Jeremiah, before we wrap things up?
No, I think I'm good with everything. But I really, this is just the coolest shirt I think I've ever owned. I have to just again.
That time I thought you were just trying to show off that you've been working out. It looked like you were kind of.
Yeah, I have been actually.
All right,
wow.
Let's wrap it up before we go completely off the rails here.
I'm never living that one down.
We'll see everyone tomorrow, and until then, go Yankees.